Hello, everybody. This is Earl Dixon with TeamElite, and tonight we have a special guest that's who have come over. This gentleman is a very distinguished gentleman, very experienced in the multi-level marketing arena, has a multitude of experience in software design and support, and have had a lot of success with programs that work. And I want to emphasize that work part. We mean programs that not only the software work, but it pays you. Okay, so Mr. David Rosen is here tonight to be able to introduce to us something that basically he started with a long time ago that he's bringing back because of the demand that has been coming from the network that he's tapped into all around the world, and he want to bless some folks. So I'm gonna sit back and let Mr. Rosen do what he do best, is to be himself and to introduce his fabulous program to the world. So guys, tonight we just want you to take a look at it, understand what you got your hands on, and Mr. David will explain the rest. Okay, Mr. Rosen.
How are you, man?
I'm doing wonderful.
Great. I'm glad you can hear me all right. I got my microphone over here. Glad you can hear me okay. What does everybody know at this point, and like where should I begin? And
I heard your video. I really like it. As soon as I get
hey, Conan, how are you?
I'm going to join. Hey, good.
Good.
Yeah, it sounded really clear. Like whoever did it, of course, I don't know what it looks like, but it sounded great.
I've sent the video to everyone. I don't know if they've watched it yet or not, but I've tried to get everybody to see some of the information, but not sure they have. So
some people didn't get it
the first time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got two videos, as you know. There's one video that's on the site, which is really cool. It's it's got an upbeat and it's fun to watch, and it's really it explains things pretty good. And then we've got that one that's 2.5 minutes long that shows how the cycling works and is really informative. So we got two videos that are really good and tell people what's going on and stuff like that. Now let me do my best to try and tell you a little bit about the system, how it works, and really what makes it work. And I wrote something earlier today because we're just bringing this out. So before I tell you that, let me premise the 50/50 program for you. So as most of you already know from what Earl has mentioned to you in regards to the last program, is that the first program that I had, we have close to 1 million people in the system in 150 countries, and that it did close to $1 billion, and it did. It's still going today. In 2012, I sold the rights to that for 5 years so that I could focus on what we're doing with the other system, which is going exceptionally well. And every time I talked to somebody about co-op, they kept saying, "Hey, David, you know what? That sounds like the greatest program since sliced bread, but the first system is the only thing I ever made money with." So after hearing from about 50 people that they wanted that to come back, and then looking at the time of year that we're at, which is the silly season as far as I'm concerned in this particular industry, because at this time of year, all the programs that didn't work last year, didn't work the year before, didn't work the year before, didn't work the year before, they've dusted them all off and they bring them back out with a different hue of lipstick on them. And people are going to join them, because right now at this time of year, people are thinking, well, how am I going to pay for little Johnny's shoes? How am I going to pay for Sally's new books? How am I going to pay my student loans? How am I going to pay off my credit card bills? And people get desperate and they join things that didn't work. Earl said something which is probably the most important thing that you're going to hear on this call. The systems that I build work. So if you join a system and it says do A, B, C, and you do A, B, C, you're going to get exactly what it says that you're going to get. All right, so that's why the first system did so well, and that's why we're going to do just as well with this particular system, because this particular system when you get started today, like if I call Earl right now and I said, bro, got a new system for you to take a look at, and let's say I join the 150, I said, bro, I got a new system I want you to take a look at, and he says, dude, that sounds great, I'm joining. He goes to the computer, he registers, he logs into his back office, it says send David a donation of $75, send Sally a donation of $75. Before we're off the phone, I got that $75 in my PayPal account. So that's how fast this system works. So it's a super awesome system. It is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, there's a couple of differences between this system and the first system that I put together. That's a 2x2. The first 2x2, and you guys will all agree with this, in a 2x2, you know, the first two people below you usually get nothing. You know, those are your, you know, you bring those people in and you get nothing. Then your next step is to have your two people invite two people, and then you receive from that bottom level. So you receive donations from that bottom level. Now, that's the way most 2x2s work. Something else is the way most 2x2s work is that until that 2x2 is completed, you don't get anything. So if you've got 5 positions filled and you're waiting for that last position to fill, you get nothing. That's not the way we operate here. It is totally awesome. Everything is peer-to-peer, and whatever happens, happens. Now, in this 2x2, if Earl is the first person that I invite, that means he's going to land on my first level. I get 50%. That's why it's called 50-50. So when Earl lands on my first position, I get a donation of $75. Sally gets a donation of $75, or whoever that person is that's directly above me. When Earl invites somebody else, let's say he invites Conan, then Earl gets $75, I get $75. That's just 2 people that are in the system. I'm now even forever. Forever, as long as I'm in the system, I'm now even forever. So that's how cool the system is. That's how fast it works. And you receive donations from all 6 positions. Now, here's something else that is totally awesome that I don't believe any other system does. Other systems talk about follow me, and I don't know if have you ever seen a follow me work properly, Earl? All right. Well, there might be a couple of systems out there that work properly, but most 2x2s, they don't work properly. So they don't have a real follow me system. And once that position fills, it splits. One half of your team goes this way, another half of your team goes this way, and you wonder what happened to your team. In this system, there's no boards, there's no splits, and every single person that you invite always stays with you. So if you invite 2 people, if you invite 200, or if you invite 2,000, they always remain with you. And that's the super cool thing about 50-50 and this system. So if you invite 2,000 people, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, there's only 6 spots. As soon as those 6 spots are filled, boom, that closes. It goes into your closed matrices. It doesn't split. It goes into your closed matrices so you can see it at all times, and a brand new one opens up. So if you know 2 people or 2,000 people, we have a position for them. All right? And the cool thing is, as I said, for all of the people that you invite, you get 50% of all of those donations. Not once, but forever. So every time they cycle back in under you, you get another 50%. When their teammates cycle back in under you and land in your 2x2, you get another 50%. Now, let me talk about this Mobius loop, and then I'm gonna take some questions. Let me talk, and then I'll tell you the various levels, and then I'll take some questions. This Mobius loop technology, which I created and is part of this 2x2 that nobody else has, works like this, and this is gonna freak you out. So let's say that you invite 2 people, and it takes you 2 days to invite those 2 people. The next 2 days, your 2 people invite their 2 people. So in 4 days, you've got a filled matrix and you got those 6 positions filled. If those 2 people get their 2 people, and that process continues by simply inviting 2 people, you can cycle every 4 days from now until forever. Forever.
That's wild.
That is crazy. And here's something else about this system. It has no saturation point. There is no, we could put in 100 billion people into this system and it has no saturation point. I, who am the creator of this system, I'm no different than the rest of you. When I cycle, I come back in under the weakest link, bringing the whole team back in under me and helping that weakest person. So unlike other business owners or business creators, they're always trying to create something that always benefits them. I'm no different than you. If I don't invite anybody, I'm not going to get any donations. And when I do invite people and I cycle, I have to send donations to somebody just like you. Now, unlike me, everybody else, you're going to follow your team, right? So if Earl invited you, you're always going to follow Earl. If Sally invited you, you're always going to follow Sally. If Conan invited you, you're always going to follow Conan, and their teammates will follow as well. Now, here's something else I want to just talk about just before I take your questions. In 50-50, there's 3 different activities. There's a 150. That 150 is a standalone system, so there's no other levels that are part of that 150. In that 150, every time you cycle, you receive 450, and you keep cycling over and over and over again. The next system, and that's 50-50 fast. The next one that we have is 50-50 CF. In 50-50 CF, which is crowdfunding, we have a 250 level, we have a 500 level, and we have a 1,000 level. Then we also have 50-50 FF. And in 50-50 FF, we got a $2,500 level and a $5,000 level. In all instances, you always receive 50%. Every time the first person that comes in, boom, you got half your money back. Second person that comes in, no matter how it happens, whether it's help from above or whether it's which is spillover, or whether it's your teammates helping from below, you always get half. Now, here's the really awesome part about these systems. All 3 systems are connected. So if you join today at the 150 and you call me and I say this is super cool, and I join at the 150, but I say I'm also joining at the 250 and the 500 because I think this system's so cool, you don't have to fret. You don't have to be worried. You don't have to be afraid and say, oh my gosh, I've lost my teammate. It's actually a good thing for you. You receive immediate benefit on that 150 system. When I move up into the 250 and the 500, I'm going to be inviting people. When you move up into that 250 or the 500, I cycle right back in under you with the whole team. So that's really super cool. You don't have to stress if you don't have the 250. You don't have to use your rent money to get into that system. Just wait, and when you get up there, your team cycles back in under you. So everything about these systems that have been put together are all designed and all made to benefit you, the person who's using the system.
So no matter
really
what,
awesome.
You win.
What's that?
No matter what, you win.
No matter what, you win. Exactly, right? And the beautiful thing is, and this is really something that you really have to take to heart. When most people join a system, they don't get anything back. You know, 97% of the people that join these network marketing companies, they don't get anything back. If they get all of their money back, like if they break even, they consider that a win. In this system, as soon as one person lands in your matrix, you've got 50% back. That's a win for most people. So we're all in this together. We call it team crowdfunding. We're all in it together. I help you, you help me, we help your team. So it's an awesome system. Earl, is there any other questions? I see you're getting ready to draw up there. That's awesome. If you have any other questions, go ahead. Any questions at all, go ahead. And if I've missed anything, just ask me and I'll fill it in.
Let me play that video, the little short one.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome because that'll really.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it. I didn't hear that one either.
All right, here we go. All right, hold on, y'all. Now, here we go.
Watch this and turn $150.
All right, so you can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Into $450 multiple times a day, using a proven system that has been helping people all around the world for over 15 years. Welcome to 50/50 crowdfunding, where you always get half. Wake your dreams up in just 3 doable steps. Step 1, register and make a donation of $150 US. Your donation is split 50/50 to help 2 friends. Step 2, invite 2 friends to make a donation of $150 each. You are now even. Step 3, help your 2 friends invite 2 friends each to make a donation. That completes your first wheelhouse, and you've received 6 donations total.
All right, so I stopped it right there to make sure everybody understand what they just saw. So does anybody have any questions so far on what you just saw?
So when you hit 450, that's when your first matrix is filled.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but you don't have to wait to get all those donations. When number 1 came in, he's sending you $75. When number 2 comes in, he's sending you $75. When
Right.
4, 5, and 6, so you're receiving donations immediately upon those people coming in, so you don't need to wait.
So I'm receiving money every time someone comes in.
Correct.
50%?
50%. You always get half.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
All right. So anybody else got a question right now before we go on? If you do, unmute yourself. If not, I'm gonna hit the play button. Here we go.
Totaling 450. Now the magic happens. Your wheelhouse closes and you are automatically...
Stop that for a second, please.
All right. All right.
Okay, now you see that closed wheelhouse there on the left-hand side of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't split. It stays exactly like it is. When you log into your back office, you have something, when you click on My Wealth Center, you'll have several links. One of them will be your open matrices. The other one will be your closed matrices. So if you have 1 closed matrix or you have 750 closed matrices, you'll always see them in your closed matrices. So you always have a historical record of everything that happens in your system. Now you see over there on the right-hand side, a brand new one opens up. At that point, you're instructed to send 2 more donations because you already received 6. You're instructed to send 2 more, and a brand new one opens up waiting for you to receive 6 more donations. I just want to make sure, is that clear with everybody?
Yeah, it's clear with me. So what you're saying is, at this point, I received $450. I got that money in my pocket, or that money, let's talk about that. That money is sent any way that you what?
Any way that you want.
That's right. If you want pennies, nickels, and dimes, and you want to walk up to my front door and deliver, it can be sent that way, Western Union, Bitcoin.
The Cash App, PayPal.
Yeah.
I'm talking
E-transfer.
E-transfer, exactly, right? So any way that you determine between each other, even Bitcoin, you can even come into the system using Bitcoin to pay that software fee.
Awesome. So now I got $450. I got my hands on that money, and I want to make some more money, right? And tell us what's the next step, because that's
another wheelhouse opens up, and then you.
All right, Conan. That's what I'm talking about. So you're looking at another wheelhouse to your right. So Dave, I'm gonna let you take it from here. You want me to hit
I just wanted to make sure that we're clear where we are right now. You can let the video play now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wheelhouse, ready to receive another 450 without any extra effort. No boards, no splits, and you always remain with your team, and your team remains with you. That's because of our super technologies, the Follow Me Matrix and the Mobius Loop. Watch what happens now. As your original 2 friends complete their matrices, they follow you, giving you...
Okay, let's stop that for a second.
Okay.
Because that is super cool. Now, did everyone get what happened there?
I did.
Yep.
All right, because what happened is that number 1 and number 2, they now have 6 people in their matrix.
Right.
So they follow you, so they come back in under you. Now, if you invited all 6 of those people, if number 6 was the next one to complete their matrix, number 6 would go where number 1 is. So it's not always going to be number 1 or number 2 landing in that same spot. It's whoever is part of your team, whenever they complete, they come back in the first open position.
Okay. But I'll always have a team. They'll always follow me. Yeah.
You'll always have a team above, and you don't always have a team below, but you always have a team above, because when you come back in, you're always coming in under the person that invited you. Or if that person has quit or they got suspended because they didn't send their donations, then you'll come in under somebody in their upline, in their direct upline.
But I'll always have a sponsor.
You'll always have somebody in there. That's right. You'll never be alone.
Awesome. So at this point, David, where I see you, and that you is everybody that's on this board, you can put yourself in that position.
Exactly. And here's the really cool thing about that is that each of us, you're always you, right? So you can be in Earl's matrix, but when you open up yours, you're going to see you. So you're always the king or queen of your own castle. And you can control what you do with your system. No one can stop you from benefiting in the system because it's all about you and the people that are above you.
So if I never ever stop promoting it and I keep bringing people in, that's on me, right?
Right, exactly. Because if the person above you doesn't want to do anything, that's on them. That shouldn't stop you because you'll continue to receive much more than that person that's above you.
Right.
The other thing here that I want everyone to understand, and it doesn't happen very often because people don't want to get suspended from the system. Let's say number 2 cycles back in and for some reason they don't want to send their donation. Don't let that spoil the rest of your dream because number 2 says, I don't like the system, I don't get it, I don't understand it, I don't want to do it. Don't let that spoil you because if they don't send the donation, A, they get suspended and any donations that were supposed to go to them, they'll follow up, they'll roll up to a higher team. And B, once your matrix fills, they go into the closed matrices and they'll never come back to bother you again. So don't let somebody else's actions hinder what you're doing.
Awesome.
Great.
I love that. That's
great.
Right, exactly. Don't let anyone else spoil your dreams.
Right. So right here on this, on the new one that just opened up, okay, what we see is that whoever the you are, now if you look at the closed board, that means number 1 has already received a total of $450. Okay?
Right.
So is that like a circle, like the closed one?
Yeah. So number 1 has already moved over to the second open circle, okay? Now, number 2 also appeared on the second open wheelhouse. All right, so that at that point, that means you have received, again, $150 because each of those received $450, and they actually took another $150 and came back to make some more money. Am I right, David?
You're 100% right. So now you're even again on that board.
Yeah. Awesome. So now, what could happen next? What could happen? We want to hit the button and let them tell us what's going to happen next.
Yeah, because this video really explains things well.
Here we go.
Now, their friends each complete their matrices. They follow them, and you receive 4 more donations, bringing your total to 450 without any extra effort.
Now let's stop it right there for a second.
Okay.
Does everyone understand when it says without any extra effort?
Those are people that I've already brought in.
Right. You did absolutely nothing. You didn't do anything to receive another 6 donations.
Right.
That's the Mobius loop that no other company has, and that's the follow me system. It's a true follow me system. So you just received another $450 and you did no extra work.
I didn't do any extra work. No.
Nothing at all.
Wow.
All right, we can keep going. That's the beautiful part about this system. No other system does this.
Wheelhouse. And guess what happens next? Yep, another wheelhouse opens for you to receive another 450. Here's the best part. You can invite as many friends as you like, and you will always get half. And the more friends invite friends.
But let's stop there for a second.
Okay.
So you see 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you invited all those people, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now look at number 7's got 9 and 10 below them. And number 8's got 11 and 12 below them.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, they got 2 donations. They're even, and they haven't done anything yet. That's called spillover.
Wow.
So number 9 is sending a donation, $75 to number 7 and $75 to you. Number 10 is sending $75 to number 7 and $75 to you. But number 7 hasn't done anything yet.
I don't know of any other system that does that.
Well, that's the way I build the system, so that we all work together, we all cooperate together, and if I help you make money, you receive money, that's going to inspire you. If you see those 2 people in your system and you didn't get anything, that's not going to inspire you.
No, but if I think, holy cow, I didn't do any extra work for that, that's going to inspire me to actually get out there and promote too. Yeah,
exactly. Thanks, Earl.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me go.
Yep.
Imagine 450 multiple times a day. That's what happens in 50/50. Join us now and become a part of the fastest growing crowdfunding cooperative in the world. Get the donor key of your inviter and register at 5050fast.com. Join us now and let 50/50 wake your dreams up.
Wow.
So you can open as many wheelhouses as you want.
No, you can't. You only have one wheelhouse at a time, because you only need one. And here's something else that's very, very important to understand. You don't need to take the number 1 position and the number 2 position and the number 3 position, because all you're doing is making yourself work more. You're separating your teammates from one another, so you don't get that everyone cycling and helping one another. So it's a really bad idea to take more than 1 position. So don't do that. And the thing is because it's dynamic, if you take that number 1 and 2 position, it doesn't mean that number 1 and 2 are going to fall in the number 1 and 2 spots on your next cycle. Okay. So you only need 1 position, and everybody keeps cycling back in under you. So don't take another position. Next thing is never give anybody away in this system, because if we already know that Earl is a stud, right? So he's a superstar. So if I invite Earl and I give him to Conan, the best that can happen is that Earl will land on my 2nd level. He can never land on my 1st level. And none of his teammates can land in my matrix at all. And here's the other thing. If I give Earl away and Conan doesn't do anything, and Earl's out there working his butt off, he's going to say, look at this. I keep giving Conan money, and there's no team support. There's no team love coming from Conan. I'm quitting. I'm going to work with somebody else, because he's going to be doing all the work and Conan's going to be benefiting. But Earl's not getting any benefit. So never give people away, because you always want to keep your strong people. You want to keep your team together so that you all keep cycling together over and over and over again. And if you give people away, you're giving money away. Plain and simple.
You don't want to leave money on the table, right? No.
You're not even leaving it on the table. You're just giving it away to somebody else. Wow. You're putting it on somebody else's table.
Dexter, I see you back. You got any questions, Dexter?
No, I'm following. I understand.
Okay, awesome.
Where are you from, Dexter?
I'm from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica? You have an African accent.
Oh.
Where's your family from?
I am Jamaican descent.
Okay, cool. Nice. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. I'm waiting for the Spanish advertisement.
Yeah, we've got a gentleman that says he's going to start doing it for us, but a lot of people say they're going to do things, but they don't necessarily do it. So if he doesn't do it in a timely fashion, then I'll just get it done by a professional.
Yeah.
By the way, Costa Rica. I've got to get down to Costa Rica. I hear it's beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And even the uproar or whatever's happening in the neighbors, we're still at peace. So
exactly. You know, Costa Rica had a bad reputation for a while as far as tourists goes, but I think that's pretty well cleaned up, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. My wife and my son was there last summer. They had a ball.
Yeah, and there's some